$70,000 a year. That's a comfortable, ordinary middle-class retirement income. It is not rich. In a big city, it barely keeps your head above water. Rent alone can swallow half of it before you've bought a single bag of groceries. But move that exact same $70,000 into the right small town, and something strange happens. Suddenly, you're not scraping by. You're the person with the paid-off porch, the short walk to a charming downtown, and money left over at the end of every month. Same income, completely different life. Here's the part that should stop you. $70,000 a year is almost exactly what the 4% rule pulls from a $1.75 million nest egg. So in the right town, you don't actually need to be a millionaire. You just need to know where to spend like one. Today, I'm going to show you 11 towns where that's true, with the real 2026 numbers. And then the 3 hidden costs that quietly sink the towns that only look cheap. Let's ground this before we start, because numbers matter on this channel. For a married couple retiring in 2026, the average Social Security benefit runs about $4,000 a month combined. That's $48,000 a year. Close the gap with a $500,000 401k withdrawal at the standard 4% rate, and you land at $70,000. That's not a fantasy. That's math millions of Americans are already running. $70,000 a year is a little under $6,000 a month before taxes. In a low-tax state, you might keep somewhere around $5,000 to $5,400 of that after the IRS takes its share. Now here's the lever. The single biggest expense in retirement is housing. The old rule says keep it under 30% of your income. In most of the towns we're about to cover, average rent runs right around $1,100 a month. That's barely over 20% of your income, leaving roughly $4,000 a month for everything else. In a major metro, rent alone could eat half your check. That gap, that leftover $4,000 a month, is the millionaire feeling. It's not magic. It's just arithmetic and a zip code. And every figure I'm about to give you comes from a 2026 FinanceBuzz data study on small-town affordability. You can pull it up and check me. Let's get into the towns. Muncie, Indiana. Average home price, $147,000. Rent, about $1,085. This is the value champion of the whole list. A college town with Ball State, which means lectures, performances, and ball games on tap, plus parks and trails, and a home price that would be a down payment in California. Macon, Georgia. Homes average $171,000, rent under $1,100. Historic neighborhoods, music heritage, riverfront parks, southern charm at a price that leaves your budget intact. Fort Smith, Arkansas. Homes around $188,000, rent just over $1,000, the lowest rent on the list. A historic downtown, a scenic riverfront, and VA facilities nearby for the veterans watching. Dothan, Alabama. Homes near $200,000, rent around $1,140. Mild winters, golf courses, greenways, and a regional medical center. That last part matters more than people think, and we'll come back to it. Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Homes about $202,000, rent around $1,100. Small city convenience, riverfront parks, a real arts district, and several hospitals in reach. Amarillo, Texas. Homes near $204,000, rent around $1,130. Wide open Texas sky, Palo Duro Canyon down the road, steakhouse culture, and no state income tax. Hold that thought, because Texas has a catch we'll get to. Rochester, New York. Homes around $220,000, rent under $1,100. Surprisingly attainable for the Northeast, with lakefront access, museums, and major hospital systems. Conway, South Carolina. Homes around $268,000, rent about $1,325. The quiet, affordable cousin of Myrtle Beach. A river walk downtown and the ocean close enough for a day trip without the coastal price tag. Note that one too. Appleton, Wisconsin. Homes around $285,000, rent about $1,245. Called the cultural heart of the Fox Valley. Performing arts, riverfront walks, and genuine Midwestern charm. Yakima, Washington. Homes near $295,000, rent around $1,220. Washington wine country, farmers markets, hiking and fishing. outdoor rich at a fraction of Seattle's cost. Grand Junction, Colorado. Homes around $384,000, rent about $1,328. Red Rock Canyons, vineyards, and a scenic Colorado base without the ski resort markup. It's gorgeous, and notice it's the most expensive home price on this list by a wide margin. Nearly $240,000 more than Muncie. Same list, same affordable label, 2.5 times the home price. That gap is the whole point of what comes next. Quick thing before the most important part of this video. If you're already running the math on your own town in your head, good, that's exactly the point. But picking a place based on rent and home price alone is how people get burned. The next 2 minutes are the part that the other cheap towns videos leave out, the costs that don't show up on a listing. Because here's the brutal truth. A cheap home price can hide an expensive town. 3 costs decide whether your $70,000 actually works, and they never appear in the headline number. 1. Property taxes. That low Texas home price in Amarillo? Texas has no state income tax, but it has some of the highest property tax rates in the country. The house is cheap. The annual bill to keep it might not be. A $200,000 home in a high property tax county can quietly cost you thousands more every year than a pricier home in a low-tax one. 2. Home insurance. A town near the coast, or in a storm-exposed region, think the Carolina coast near Conway, can carry an insurance premium that erases the savings on the mortgage. The home price gets you in the door. The insurance quote tells you if you can actually afford to stay. 3. How your state taxes your retirement income. This is the one almost nobody checks. A handful of states still reach into your Social Security, your pension, or your retirement account withdrawals. 2 towns can have identical rent and identical home prices, and a different tax line that costs you thousands a year for the rest of your life. That's why the most expensive-looking town on our list might actually be the cheapest to live in, and the cheapest-looking one might quietly fail. The sticker price is the bait. These 3 lines are the hook. So here's how you choose, in 4 steps. 1. Start with rent and home price, but treat it as the floor, not the answer. 2. Look up the county's effective property tax rate. A cheap home in a high-tax county is not a cheap town. 3. Get an actual home insurance quote for the specific area before you fall in love with it. 5 minutes online tells you what a listing never will. 4. Check how the state treats retirement income, Social Security, pensions, and withdrawals. This single line can move your real cost of living by thousands a year. Run those 4, and a town that survives all 4 isn't just cheap on paper. It's cheap for the next 30 years. And you don't have to take my word for any of it. The home and rent figures are from the 2026 FinanceBuzz study. Look it up. Your county's property tax rate is public. An insurance quote is free. Your state's retirement tax rules are published in black and white. The towns are real. The savings are real. You have to check all 4 numbers, not one. Because the goal was never to find the cheapest house, it was to find the place where $70,000 a year finally feels like enough, and then some. Now, the 3 hidden costs we just covered all came back to one quiet villain: the states that tax your retirement income. In the next video, I'm naming them. The states that quietly tax your Social Security and your savings, and the ones that let you keep every dollar. Because where you retire and how you're taxed are the same decision.